Now, this could sound a little unpleasant, but bear with me, I guarantee it'll be worth the effort. A rare and mysterious disease, one you really have to see to believe. The victims end up in a terrible state. Their skin just literally falls off. It's incurable and almost always fatal. So you may well wonder, how do they cope? Well, with all the youngsters you're about to meet, it's guts. Guts and an endearing larrikin streak, a wicked sense of humour that keeps them going, helps them live life to the full.
Oh, Mike. Okay, here's Mike.
You're about to meet three remarkable young men. All of them possessed of a larrikin sense of humour, all of them suffering an affliction no one should have to bear.
Okay, I'm coming. Come on over.
There's Connor Fitzpatrick, the youngest of the bunch. Dean Clifford, the fiercest Broncos supporter you'll ever meet. And Johnny Kennedy, an Englishman with a surprising knack for surprising people.
Welcome, everybody. My name's Johnny Kennedy. I'm 36. There's my mother. And next to her is my brother. And that's me in the box. I have come back in spirit. I'll tell you the story of my life and my death.
And so he does. Johnny invited a British documentary team to record the last 4 months of his life battling the skin disease known as EB.
Hello.
Hello there. How do you do?
I'm Johnny Kennedy. I'm interested in purchasing a coffin.
He always had the last word, and he's still having the last word.
Have you thought about what you'd want on the side?
The Heinz Bean sign. You know?
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Because I want people sitting at my funeral, nudging each other, going, what's the Heinz Bean signify?
Well, I was going to ask you.
It doesn't mean anything, but it'll get them talking, won't it?
It was true that Johnny only ever had 1 day without bandages.
That's right.
It was Johnny's mum, Edna, who changed Johnny's bandages, an agonising ordeal that could last hours every day.
Slowly, gently.
Johnny suffers from the rare genetic skin disorder epidermolysis bullosa, or EB. Explain this skin condition.
Well, in layman's terms, you've got so many layers of skin, and in between each layer of skin there is what we are calling Velcro, so it keeps all the layers of skin together. With these children, that Velcro is missing, so those layers of skin can't adhere to each other.
Right, picture this, everybody, picture this, right? Shut your eyes. We're on this mountainside, right? And it's a nice warm day, blue skies.
Johnny's only escape from this physical torment was to journey deep into his imagination.
And my soul is free. I think you need to spice things up a bit.
They're dangerous with the ball, aren't they?
Here in Australia, this cruel disease afflicts the lives of hundreds of people. Dean Clifford is one of them.
Keep forgetting it's sore, and I'm like, ouch.
These are some of the toughest competitors in the world, yet their bruising battles on the field inflict less injury than Dean can suffer in a day.
Still on out wide.
You've got the scientists scratching their heads, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Statistically, you should have died as a child.
Yeah, I had a life expectancy. Well, Mum and Dad were told after I was born that 2.5, maybe 5 at the most. So yeah, it's sort of 5 times that now and kicking on.
So we should have 3 cheers for Dino. Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! Hip! Hooray! I won't ask him to talk.
Thanks,
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Doing good?
Yeah, really good, yeah.
When the Brisbane Broncos first started inviting Dean along to their games, it was because he felt so inspired by them. Now it's the other way around.
Only the best, mate. I don't do things by halves, you should know that. So.
We think our world's come to an end if we have a bad game. And you look at someone like Dean who fights this battle day in, day out. I think it's very sobering for us, and for me personally, knowing him, you know, it adds a little balance to my life as well to know someone who has such a battle to fight, you know, each and every day.
I'm your role model now, man. I can't close my eyelids and don't have any eyelids as such.
It's almost like your skin is like tissue paper.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way that I describe it. When I was younger, there was no skin on my face, like never been able to remember breathing through my nose. So in '96, the actual raw sores healed over then, and I've been like this ever since.
So what else are you putting in the bath instead? Anything?
I'm now putting bleach in the bath.
That's good. Yeah. That's fine.
Who gets this disease?
Anyone can get the disease. Each of us carries about 10 different mistakes in our genes, and we have no idea that we have those unless we happen to marry and have children with someone else who happens to have a mistake in the same gene.
He has a real reluctance for writing.
Professor Dede Morell is one of the world's foremost authorities on EB.
He has pretty chronic infection most of the time.
Today, 6-year-old Connor Fitzpatrick is in for a checkup, and for once, the news is good.
He is looking so good now.
We knew you'd get a surprise.
I know, so happy.
Though neither could have known it, Connor's parents, Michael and Bree, each carried the recessive EB gene.
I suppose you think, how could that happen? You know, something so rare, how could it happen to us?
Okay, we'll just pour this in the top, don't we, Connor?
In his 6 short years, Connor has known more discomfort and pain than most of us will experience in a lifetime. He's fed through a tube into his stomach, has sores all over his body, and can only breathe with the aid of a tracheostomy.
You playing handball at school today? With Matthew? I know, yeah.
What is Connor's attitude?
Why do I have to be like this?
Yeah, why was I born like this?
Why is Connor Connor?
Gets upset with
He
new
questions
lesions.
his own mortality as well. I'm going to die. And that's quite...
I don't know where that comes from. It really upsets you. Because, you know, and at least once a day.
It's quite confronting though, isn't it, for
yeah,
parents?
I think.
It's quite confronting to hear a 6-year-old question their own mortality and to be so aware of what's going on.
And what do you say?
Mum and Dad know what to do.
So this was before and then after. There's one of the new blisters.
There is as yet no cure for this horrifying disease. But Dede Morell and her colleagues here in Australia are part of a race to find the answers that could save Connor's life. Answers that could lie in the genes of EB sufferers.
If we were successful for a little child like Connor, that could really turn his life around. You and I, if we have a sore, we know in a week or two it'll be better. If that could be the case with these children, they could enjoy a lot more normal existence.
A cure could be less than a decade away, except that government funding is virtually non-existent, because this is the disease society would rather forget.
I feel very sad when I hear about new babies being born. You know, I'd love to have this disease die out with me, because I know how full on it can be and how bad it can be, so wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Michael and Bree have tried to make sure Connor grows up like other kids.
What are the mussels that you might eat, Adrian?
They're inside a shell and you gotta open them.
And even though his tracheostomy makes it difficult to talk, Connor is always in there having a go.
What do you like for dessert? Ice cream, very good.
Oh, you ran him over. It's not all bad.
It's not all bad.
It's not all bad.
Tell me the good.
The good thing is being able to share a joke with Connor and have his sense of humour. He's got a great sense of humour, which I've found in a lot of EB people is a really...
I think it's a common denominator.
This sense of humour.
Larrikinism, you know, just, and you know, for all they have to endure, there's always a smile from
There's
Connor,
always a smile.
you know.
No, Evan. Have we got it this time? No, take it again.
Back in the UK, Johnny Kennedy is raising funds for EB research and has taken a bit of a shine to British pin-up Nell McAndrew.
For one, you know, like a lot of people, you don't realise your own strength.
That's right.
So you don't know how much pressure you are putting on somebody's skin.
But Johnny's just being diagnosed with cancer. It's a common outcome for EB sufferers. And as hard as he tries to cope...
Cheers. Bye. Take care.
I'll get in fact.
Sometimes it's just too much.
I could feel the breeze from the river and the sun on my face, and I thought,
It's a very difficult thing. You just don't want to believe it, actually. You just think, oh, well, maybe they've made a mistake, but they hadn't. And as I say, Johnny knew. When you've watched somebody go through this, you can't feel sorry that they're free. You really can't. Yes, it wasn't an easy time for either. That's why I would probably say, where do you want to go? Because I was lost as well. Totally lost. He gave me the strength, I think, to get through it. Sounds rather odd, but I think he helped me through it quite a lot.
again, it's death, and it's part of death, leaving people. So we all know that. My mum knows that, my brother knows that. Okay, I'm emigrating, I'm leaving. I'm going to somewhere that they can't join me at this moment in time. But for me, it's a freedom, it's an escape.
Johnny found his freedom and left behind an inspiring legacy. For little Connor Fitzpatrick, what lies ahead will be difficult, but already he has that trademark determination.
He's so special. When I'm low, he will pick me up. We kind of work together as a team.
It'll be all right, Mum.
Yeah, don't worry, Mummy. Everything will be fine.
Good take. Oh, no!
The Broncos have decided to award an ambassadorship to someone who we believe...
Dean Clifford is also a champion.
Our first ever ambassador will be inaugurated. His name is Dean.
Making the most of the life he's been given. A lesson in courage for us all.
He's Dean Clifford, my mate, and that's probably the greatest thing I can say about him is I no longer see his disease. It doesn't worry me. He's just the bloke that he is.
Oh, I got to take the feet pressure off the legs. I class it as a mind game. Me versus the disease, who's going to win.
You see it as a challenge.
Yeah, so I'm always going to win. So it's always a case of pushing myself even when I probably shouldn't, because, yeah, I'm not going to let it stop me.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.